We're looking at the use of Read and Write Gold for students that are either studying a foreign language or are studying in Ireland with English as a second language. Read and Write Gold is a software program that is available on all the PCs in St. John's Central College. It is on the desktop and it is that purple icon with the RW in it. Read and Write Gold can also be installed in your personal laptops, and if you are interested in that, contact the college for further details. So Read and Write Gold is a floating taskbar. When you click on the icon on the desktop, this floating taskbar appears. It can be anchored to the top of your screen. Once anchored, it floats on top of any other program that you have open. So that can be Microsoft Word, internet browsers, or PDFs. I would start with the play button. So the play button is going to read out text that is on your screen aloud to you. You can have text read by word, sentence, or paragraph. The idea here is that your class notes, as well as reading them yourself, you can have the computer read them out to you. You have speech options where you can slow down a voice, you can change the speed, pitch, and you can also put a pause in between words. That might help you understand each individual word a little easier. As well as the play button, you have a spell check. The spell check is quite similar to the Microsoft Word spell check. I'll just give you an example.
Spell check completed.
Oh, it's corrected for me, sorry. The spell check is, the structure of it is quite the same as Microsoft Word. It shows you a spelling mistake has occurred. It gives you suggested corrections. But where it goes a little bit more than Microsoft Word is it explains that suggestion. So you don't have to know which word is correct, because you can click on a word and it will give you a description of what that word means. And of course, you can click the play button and have that description read out to you. So if I click on home and I click into my description and click play.
Home, a place for old people or children who cannot look after themselves. I lived in a home until I was 5.
So everything within a document or the dictionary can be read out to you. You do have predictive text. That will open up a dialog box. And if I'm starting to type, again, I'll type the word home. As I'm starting to type it, it's guessing what word I want to type, quite the same as on your phone. If I want to use that word, I can click on it here or use my F keys on my keyboard. But the nice thing about predictive text that might help Esol students is that based on good English grammar rules, it will go and try and guess the next word that could come in that sentence. Every word that is on that list is linked to the dictionary, so you can check the meaning of the word. And the little ear icon, we'll have a look at those in a moment. They're homophones. So as well as predictive text, you have a built-in dictionary. There's a picture dictionary, but I think the standard dictionary is better. And you have what's called a word wizard. So the word wizard is, if you have a word in English and you click on the word wizard, so there's my word read, I'll click next. It's asking me what type of words are you looking for, all, noun, verbs. If you know what type you're looking for, you can click them. If you're unsure, I'll click all. And it will give you a list of words. So, well, first of all, it wants to know what type of read I have. So read, something that is read. The article was a very good read. So that's okay. I'll click on that for next. And what type of words am I looking for? Am I looking for the opposite of read, different kinds of read, parts of, and so forth? So I'll go for different kinds. And here we have to reread, to dip into, to decipher and trace. Each of these, again, can be read out to you. And the idea there is that it might help build your vocabulary bank or your word bank. Your homophones. I have an example here of flower and flower. Two words, they sound identical, they're spelt differently, and they have different meanings. The homophone checker will scan your document and it will highlight any homophone that it finds in blue. Like your spell check, it shows you both, and it gives you a description of what that word means to make sure that you're using it in its right context. If you are not, you can change it. And again, these descriptions can be read out to you.
The colored section of a plant containing the reproductive parts. Look at the pretty pink flowers.
So again, what I have here is flour that you bake with, and flour that's growing out in the field. Just to make sure you're using the correct word in the correct context, you have your homophone checker. Next to that is your verb checker. Now this can be quite good. If I type in a verb, let's say run, it asks me which tense do I want it in. Is it in the past, present, or future? And it'll break down the verb for me. So I ran, you ran, he, she, it runs. So this is your verb checker. The pronunciation. Now, as you see, there is other features there that I'm skipping over. I'm specifically looking at features that I think might be of use to a student that is studying in a language that isn't their native language. The pronunciation is a feature I don't use that often. But I'll just give you a look. If I type in a word, let's choose the word bibliography. What I do like about it is that it's going to break it down in syllables for you, and it will read it out to you.
Bibliography.
Now that's a little bit slow. I'd want to go in and change my voice settings, but let's try the word earth. So it will read it out to you, but what I think is more useful is the way that it breaks it down into individual syllables. So that is your pronunciation feature. Two last main features. You have a speech maker. So the idea here is that you can take notes, any text that's on screen, your class notes or your own writing, and you can take those class notes and make them into an audio file so as you can listen to them. Now, it's not to try and replace reading, but it's to complement the reading. So you can highlight text, highlight your class notes. You click on that speech maker. It asks you a couple of questions to name a file and where do you want to save it. And it creates an audio file that you can open up on your smartphone and listen to your class notes. The last feature that I'll point out is the scan. So if you have any documents that are printed, so books, journals, newspapers that are in print, you can photograph that print and scan it with that button, and it'll convert all the text that's on the page into typable text in a Word document. Again, once it's converted into a Word document, you can highlight it and use Read and Write Gold to read it out to you. So that is to take printed material and to convert that printed material into typable text on a computer screen. So there's some of the main features that I think in Read and Write Gold that might be of use to either a student studying a foreign language or an Esol student. Again, the most useful tool, I think, in any of these programs, as I say earlier, Edge is starting to use it a lot. Your Apple products are using it a lot and have been for quite a while, and Word is starting to use it a lot. But your play button is really key here. And don't forget, within your speech options, if you are having trouble understanding large chunks of text, if you go into your speech options, you can slow down that speech. You can put a pause in between each word and have it read out to you to complement your reading. If there is any feature within Read and Write Gold that you want to learn how to use, all the drop-down menus have a video. Each video is about 3 minutes long, and it teaches you on how to use that feature. So if you come to any menu, they will all have a video showing you how to use it. If you need any further assistance with Read and Write Gold, or any of the other features that are on the Student Toolkit related to language and translation, please don't hesitate to contact the Skills Centre. I will point out one last thing. I didn't mention translation. Read and Write Gold can translate. It does have a translation feature. Sorry, there it is. It does have a translation feature. But I simply find we have other software available to us here in the college that will do that translation a little bit better. You see there now it's not responding. So if you are looking for a translator, there are other guides in the Student Toolkit available to you in the Skills Centre folder in Moodle that I believe are better for translation than Read and Write Gold. Okay, thank you.